Hey man, welcome to the show.
Yeah.
No, Sean's a vibe though.
No, Sean's cool.
Sean's cool.
She's a G. Have you seen her office?
Okay, let's play. Let's go.
Yo, what's happening, everybody? It's your resident Black Spider-Man. It's
What's
been
good?
in the building, guys. You know, we did a double upload a couple weeks ago.
Yes,
we did.
Sustained, but now we're back. We're a reduced team today.
But it's nice and intimate.
It's intimate today.
Yes.
Tumi and Jabs are unfortunately sick, so shout out to the boys. But
I saw Tumelo yesterday. Adverts. He is fine.
So he's fine.
Where's Jabulani?
No, I'm joking. He's not.
Maybe
fine.
a snack him to stay over, so I must still.
Dude, he missed out on a coffee, dude.
Yeah, I know. Anyway, guys, we just got free coffee. Shout out to Dan.
Shout out to
Yeah.
Daniel,
No,
bro.
it's
It's
a
only because he feels
Nothing's
bad.
free in this world, Jordy. You'll remember that.
We're all gonna get invoices. Check
Invoices like emailed. Mug and bean.
Check your emails later. Check your emails. Anyway, guys.
Wait, can I just say there's something about like not like low standard coffee, but like it sounds like I hit at you, but there's
Fast
something
coffee, dude.
there's something aesthetic about like fast coffee, like just getting like a McDonald's coffee, even though I've never
You
done
look
it.
like you're a busy man. Like,
Yeah, you look like-
make money.
Yeah.
You make money. You don't have time to go
see,
wait.
you're
Like, you need a fast
No,
coffee.
no,
you
no,
just
no.
you need your
If you're a
That's
big
up to
man,
about 10
when you
minutes.
arrive, you're getting your coffee. You're not buying
Yeah.
it on McDonald's on the way there. So
Yeah.
it's just you're on the grind. You're chasing the bag.
Hustle.
100%.
It's different.
But
Yeah.
that's what we are, guys. We're
We're
busy
all-
men.
we're all busy men.
We're busy men.
We're all
That's what
making
it is.
money on the daily,
Absolutely.
you know. We're all hustling.
Yeah, I'm
Check
not
our
making
bank
enough
accounts.
money.
I'm a musician. I'm making nothing.
Bank account.
But guys, this past week was a fire period for music. Let me just put that out there. You know, Travis released, Mac released, YG released, Van Jess is this new artist. I'll plug you guys. I mean, this is an amazing week for music. What do you guys? What was your highlight of last week? And
Astro
were you
World
guys
is
able
so
to
good.
listen? Astro
Can
World
I,
is
can I
fantastic.
tell you how my week went?
Tell us.
Go.
I had a test on Monday.
Ooh.
Astro World swimming drop Friday. Best believe I tried my best to study and listen to the albums at the same time.
Doesn't work like
But
that,
yeah,
bro.
it was Astro World was too lit.
How was your
I had to-
test?
Nah, it was chill. Yeah.
Well, what's your guys' impressions of those albums, Astro World and Mac Miller's album, Swimming?
Dude, it started off well, bro. I was chilling. I saw Astro World got dropped. I was driving to uni, and then the first song I played was Sicko Mode, and I was just like,
You're telling me you don't listen to an album from like top to bottom first?
no. So I was driving when I'm at home when I'm listening to an album. Like, okay, I'm listening to it.
Yeah.
I played from start to beginning, but then I was driving and I just clicked shuffle play. I was like, okay, I don't know what's happening. Let me just play whatever. And I was like, yeah, let's go, dude.
That switch up, those switch ups
Well,
are
I mean,
incredible.
Yeah.
Sicko,
Yeah,
switch up
it's
was
crazy.
incredible.
Sicko Mode was the first track I listened to, so I was like, this is actually getting me quite hyped for the whole album to actually listen to the rest of the tracks.
Stargazing.
I was gonna say
Stargazing was
That is the best way to start an album.
such a great opening track.
Yeah.
Honestly amazing, because that was the song you used for the trailer, and I was like, this song is a banger. Then I listened to the whole song. I
Also,
was like,
Coffee Beans, bro. The closing song. I was like,
Yeah.
oh,
Yeah.
this song.
Hey, he's gone on like this boom bap, like some rapping
Yeah.
thing. He's flowing on that beat, guys. But I think my favorite track is "Wake Up with the Weekend" with that
Yeah.
guitar.
Oh, yeah. Ooh.
Oh, it's
You know what
smooth.
makes me so happy about Astro World? Every time he plugs Kylie, I'm just like,
Did you
man,
hear the full
baby mama cover Forbes got these other hoes shook. I was like, oh lord, what can you even do?
and I think "Stop Trying to Be God."
Yeah, I was
Kid Cudi.
literally
Yeah.
looking at that now.
Brilliant
Just to say,
song.
when the first time I
Brilliant
listened to
song.
that song, I was like, "This is great," and I can't remember the song with Drake. Can't remember the name.
Sicko.
Sicko.
Oh, is that Sicko Mode?
Yeah.
I've just listened to the album, and I haven't like looked at the names because I've been listening to it in the car.
It's so hard to. I struggle to learn names of the thing.
Yeah, when I was driving, it was like early morning. Like I think I listened to it the day after they got released.
Yeah.
And I was like, early morning, driving somewhere. It was before 6 o'clock, and I was just like, when the moment Sicko Mode came on, and then the beat change came on, I was like straight bouncing in my car. I was like, yo, let's go. This is so crazy.
I remember Jobs was saying, because we listened to it like the day it came out, and he was saying, especially when it kind of switches up to that Take Keith produced track,
Yeah.
where it's basically a Drake song. He was saying he was a little annoyed that it became a Drake song instead
Yeah.
of a Travis song, which I sort of understand. But
Jobs
because
is-
But like with
Jobs,
Jobs,
he
dude,
loves Travis so much.
He loves Travis, dude.
Jobs loves Travis,
Jobs
but,
can't be here to defend himself.
but I think Because I mean, you have Drake on the track. I mean, of course, there's going to be a bit of influence there. But I thought it worked.
But also, you'd want Drake's influence on a track. You don't want Drake to be on a track that just seems like he appeared. At least it's a track that you can almost tell like Drake played a part, kind of in the making of the track. At least if he didn't, it seems like it because it's such a fitting kind of sound for him.
And it's pretty much confirmed that he's staying with Nike now. Checks over stripes.
Checks over stripes.
So
I think
honestly,
that whole Kanye thing, that whole Pusha T thing ruined the deal big time.
Yeah.
Big
because
time.
it was looking like it was genuine.
I
It
thought
was genuine.
I thought it was
genuine.
I thought it actually happened, and apparently, like the whole Adidas thing was like the name of what the clothing line was going to be or whatever it was.
Adidas must have lost so much flipping.
And I think Drake was
Money.
like, "I'll screw you
Shout out
guys,"
to Kanye.
because the only way that Pusha T would have found out is probably from Kanye.
No, but
So
people
then-
were talking about it anyways. Like it was
No,
all
I mean-
over like modern notoriety and like
But the name of it,
flipping
though.
high snobiety and stuff on Insta. Like everyone was talking about it.
But
Oh
the
yeah,
na-
but Adidas, yeah.
Yeah, but the name of it, the only way would have been through Kanye. And I mean, Pusha T is an Adidas also sponsored guy.
Yeah,
So I
it's
mean,
toxic.
that probably would have been like, okay, well, screw you guys. I'm staying with Nike. I mean, Nike's probably secured that bag for him.
Oh,
Fact, dude, Nike.
and now they are gonna stick with him, like because like they lost Kanye, and they're just like, okay, now we're with you, Drake.
Can't lose this guy, bro.
Drake, please.
Drake, please.
Because there was like subliminal stuff, like him wearing like Adidas tracksuit pants. I'm
Yeah.
like, what is happening?
Yeah.
here?
Exactly, like-
what is- I thought you were sponsored still. Like the contract hadn't ended yet. So you
That's why I think it must have been going down until
Yeah.
the last second.
Yeah.
It was like, nah, he was just like, I'm out of here, stuff here.
So do you think it's going to be a signature shoe? What do you think is going to happen?
If it is, I don't want to buy it.
I don't think I can afford it.
Yeah, the thing's gonna be reselling like
I was
mad.
looking on the OVO website just at their clothes, and I was like, oh my gosh, dude. One day,
Yeah.
one day.
But the clothes are fire.
Bro, that
Yeah,
freaking
the
owl
clothes
emblem is just
are fire.
that motive is so sick.
But I think before we get on to Mac, I was genuinely listening to this album, and also Timmy says it's a 9 out of 10. So shout out to you, Timmy.
Yeah.
And he says the nav feature is a top 10 of the decade. That's what he says.
Dude, all the features were
But the
on
features
point.
were incredible on
Yeah.
this album. So the shout out to Travis for this whole thing. But I was gonna say that I genuinely feel like this album is pretty much flawless. Like I listen to every single song. There's not a single song that I think is bad or that doesn't work. Even Butterfly Effect. Like I know it's an old single, but it works so well, especially for the concept of this album.
Yeah.
But then, and this album made me realize how sort of average Birds in the Trap was, in my opinion. I don't really, I like Birds in the Trap, but then this is
Yeah.
like a billion times better. And
Man.
then, do you think it's better than Rodeo?
You see, Rodeo is when I started liking Travis, so I feel like it's bias.
Your microphone is backwards, Cameron.
If you're just hearing whispering in the background, Cameron's microphone is backwards.
Hey,
Thanks,
dude.
gentlemen.
What's your the sound guy, dude?
Hey, you know,
Yeah, so I get everyone else's stuff set up. Set mine. Beautiful.
and now we're back.
Yeah,
back
now
to-
we're
Wow.
back. Sorry,
Wow.
I was very disengaged.
Welcome everybody. My name is Linda.
Dirty
I
Nation.
had it on dual, so we said.
Oh yes,
Yeah,
thank you
what a
so
man.
much.
Hey,
What
what
a
a man.
man.
Say, shout out to the song. Shout out to Cameron, guys. So I think
DJ Frisco, bro.
is it is this
The
album
coffee.
is it better than Rodeo? So you're saying?
I was saying I first started liking Trav on Rodeo, so it's very biased for me. It's like I started liking Drake at Take Care, so Take Care will always be peak.
Is Take It still in the charts?
I think so.
Because
Yeah.
it's been on the
I
charts
think
since it got released, basically.
Because I even thought that Scorpion was better than Take Care. Like I genuinely think
Take
that.
Care was
but
so
Take
good.
Care is incredible.
Sometimes when I
Take
listen to
Care
Take It, I'm just like, oh,
In my
it's-
feels, dude.
yeah, it's just ever long.
What I like about
Over my dead body is.
Scorpion over Take Care is that Scorpion gives us the hype track and emotional Drake as well. So it's just like when Jaded comes on, I just think back to getting dribbled. And I'm just like,
Marvin's Room and all that. Yeah.
Oh, Mama's Room is.
Yeah.
and-
I hear what you're saying. Because I don't think comparatively you can't really compare Rodeo to this album.
Yeah.
Because I think Rodeo was probably Travis at his peak in terms of, as a Travis fan, that's probably the best Travis has ever been.
Yeah.
And but then this album kind of gives you everything that you want out of a modern day Travis Scott album.
it's such refined trap.
Yeah, it's honestly, it's like it's properly refined track.
Yeah.
And I thought, because I was watching him live, and he was saying, like, sorry that Asher was taking so long, I just want it to be perfect, because it's taken like 3 years or whatever.
And it's
Yeah.
And it is
insane.
basically
It's
perfect.
clean.
like when I was listening to it, I was like, every single theme and like idea that he tried to ship through the album, like it's executed perfectly. Like even some things where I was like, I don't really like that. I think it's a bit like messy, maybe a bit noisy. I was like, but it was blatantly deliberate.
Yeah.
And he like did it hella well. It's not like he just stuffed up with his ideas and like his ideas didn't make any sense. I was
Yeah.
like, whoever, like the guys that produced his album and his influence in it was like is just
It is
super, super,
awesome.
super crisp.
All I'm saying is when No Bystanders plays live, someone is going to die.
Yeah.
Someone in that
Oh,
market
yeah,
is going to
100%.
die. Someone is going to die.
Will Travis be the first man to escape the Kardashian curse?
He has so far.
He has.
He has so
He has.
he has so far.
Yes.
Hey, shout out to him, bro. Everyone else has
I'm
failed.
scared, bruh.
I'm scared for him
Look
if
at
he
the
does.
fall of Kanye, guys.
Yeah, man. But also on that. Oh, but back to the whole waiting thing, because
Yeah.
I'm a huge fan of the Internet, and their album to me is probably my favorite album of the year.
Honestly,
Utter
I can be
flawless.
real here. I know I do not agree with you to the full extent.
Why? That
I
album
found
was
the album
amazing.
it's a great album, but I just think like
Talking about Astro World, yeah.
no the
No,
internet.
the
The
internet.
internet.
So confused.
Have my no. It's like polar opposite opinion.
Yeah.
I just found like I found like I was getting bored.
Dude,
I was
love that
getting bored.
album.
No,
I
and like
love
it's a
that
great album,
album,
but I was just like it sounds exactly like their last album.
Yeah,
And
it's
and it-
easy to outgrow their sound.
And to me, I was like, and their last album had more color to it, and their last album like had like richer melodies, and I was
Yes.
like enjoying it way more than I was enjoying this one. But that's not to say that like it's not the perfect song. I mean, the perfect album to just like vibe at night to. Like just
Yeah.
driving, and you just put that on, and you just like sit. Your voice is so smooth.
Because I think
It's a great album, but
yeah.
in terms of like
Yeah.
what I wish to get out of it, especially with how much you love the thing, I was like, damn it, man, I'm not feeling it.
Because I mean, I think I even told you, because the wait, there was a long wait, 3 years, but then when
Yeah.
it came out, I was like, this is pretty much exactly what I
Yeah,
could have
yeah.
asked for from them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the
I
wait
think
was
it
not.
worth. I think
to
it
me,
was
to
worth
me, it was
I
worth
think
it. Like,
That's the
this
thing,
is
like-
entirely a subjective opinion.
The
of
internet
course.
are the like it's easy to outgrow the sound, like Panashe said, but they do that sound the best.
Oh, yeah.
So if you want the best of that sound and you're waiting for them to
Sounds
produce an
like-
album, like you know
yeah.
it's going to be exactly what you want from them, and I think it is like that. But maybe it's just like more personal opinion taste.
Because that's why, like,
getting
now,
bored.
now I don't mind waiting. If Kendrick takes like 5 years, I know that's gonna be the best
Kendrick's-
album.
I feel like
You
Kendrick's
will-
next
you will
album.
turn
Kendrick's
out
next album is
like
going
one
to
of the
be
best albums.
We're
wild.
having seizures, bro. People are dying.
Because if Damn was like 2 years after To Pimp a Butterfly, and that was
Yeah.
incredible. I
Yeah.
mean, I don't think it was better to Pimp
No.
than To Pimp a
This
Butterfly.
is it's a-
Section 80, dude.
Section 80 is just so good.
Section 80, baby.
Like, I don't think it's the best, but I love that album
Just bop.
in my soul, dude. I vibe every single song besides No Makeup. I
No
love
Makeup-
every song.
No Makeup is the worst Kendrick
Skip
Lamar
it
track.
instantly.
Do you think so? Oh,
It
wow.
is the what is the worst Kendrick Lamar song? Because No Makeup takes the cake.
Yo, let me pull the track list up. Big,
No
but
Makeup is up there.
Yes, dude.
Yo,
It's either one or number
Also,
two on the list, dude.
It's some like white guy in the back singing,
No.
and it just doesn't fit the vibe at all. Like it's just weird.
But what's better, To Pimp a Butterfly or Good Kid, Mad City?
Victor Messi.
Good, yeah, I agree. Good Kid, Mad City.
So this is where I'll differ, because I think To Pimp a Butterfly, to me at least, is sonically the greatest album I've ever heard
No,
in my
it's
life.
Oh, yeah.
the production. Sometimes I listen to
Yeah.
that thing and I'm just like,
I think
I'm like blown away.
the way because like you recorded through like through like analog and all that kind of stuff, like
Yeah.
super old equipment, like what Marvin Gaye
Yeah,
used to record on.
he did an
Like
analog.
for the whole thing, and it just sounded. It probably wasn't like the best sound. Good Kid, Mad City sounds better, like just sounds better. But then,
studio-wise.
studio-wise.
Yeah.
But then conceptually, and like we even said off air, like it's basically the start of this whole Black consciousness movement, like this album. And he recorded, and he conceptualized most of it here in South Africa.
yeah, which
why,
is so sick.
Yeah.
which is amazing. And I'm so bummed that I didn't go to that concert in 2013. I flipping hate myself for not going. But that's because
It's actually so weird
I
why
missed a moment.
you didn't go. I was too young. I think.
Yeah, I was.
I
We
don't know
were
why I didn't
14.
Yeah, we were flipping tiny.
I was bleak, dude. I was like,
I don't know why I didn't go. And I think Eminem came like a couple weeks later. So it was,
Did you go to Eminem?
I didn't go to
I
Eminem
do
either.
not care for Eminem.
dude, if Kendrick Lamar comes again, bro, I'm straight
have
up
to go.
I'll camp and sleep like 24 hours on the concrete to
That's
be in
the
the front.
thing,
dude.
bro. That's what they do, bro.
I will go. I need to
I'll
go.
do it. I
I
have
need
to.
to go.
Chill
I
on
need
the
to go.
Crete.
I don't care where it is.
I,
I
but
need
what
to
I
go.
don't understand is on it like Eminem's great. I don't get how anyone can honestly in their heart
Yeah.
advocate him as the best rapper. of
Bro,
all time.
that was
I
the-
don't understand
think
it.
That was the 2000s, bro. Like,
No, I
early
think
2000s.
no. Even then,
Eminem.
I don't even. I think as a rapper, MC, this is what I'm saying. He is probably one of the best. Like as
MC,
a
yeah.
like freestyling, you can he'll roast you.
Yeah,
But
yeah,
then
yeah.
musically, honestly, in my opinion, this is completely subjective. To me, he's only had one good album, and that's Marshall Mathers 1.
Yeah.
Everything else has been completely subpar. Just because you have 2 or 3 good songs doesn't mean it's a good album.
Yeah.
Like Eminem show was completely average. Encore was terrible, like just blatantly terrible. And everything since then, Revival was the worst album of 2017.
I
honestly,
didn't listen to
Eminem
it
that
once.
was so
I didn't
bad.
listen to it.
That was
Eminem
so
isn't
bad.
up
Because I've
there.
never liked Eminem
Slim
anyways.
Shady might be the greatest of all time.
But I just want him to dye his hair
Slim-
blonde again. That's
oh
all I
my
want.
gosh.
Honestly, that's all I care about.
But I'll be
It's a different person.
It's a different person.
On drugs.
I think for me, Andre 3000
That's my
Has to-
favorite.
Oh,
Andre
has
3000 is my
to,
favorite.
like,
Yeah.
top it.
He's my favorite. Yeah. He's bigger. He's better than
You
Big
know,
Boy.
you know how amazing it would be, even though I don't really think it's possible, because like now if you're gonna be a rap group, you're gonna be like Migos, where you like just trap
Yeah.
kind of thing.
Yeah.
I would like someone else to come with like the influence and like the artistic musicality of Outkast would just be.
I don't think it's ever gonna happen.
Yeah, it will never happen
I
again.
don't think
Outkast
so.
are Outkast and they'll never be.
They were like ahead of their time, like probably 20 or 30 years back in the 90s, and like even now
I
their
actually get
sound,
goosebumps thinking about it.
even now their sound
So-
is to a degree, it still sounds like
You can
super
You can bump
futuristic.
it proper.
Yeah.
No one would be like, is this song from 20 years ago?
Yeah.
you'll.
Like so, like even like I'm a huge Nas fan, and like Illmatic's my favorite album, but that came out in '94, and it sounds like it came out in
And the
'94.
thing is, they
It's super dated,
they
but
were
it's amazing still.
Like then they were recording off tapes, eh? So you had like your regular tape that was just like recording around it, where you could like just record it digitally now. If you think about it, bro, like it sounds super clean.
It's so nice.
It sounds super clean, bro.
It's so nice. They were so ahead of, and now, ugh, man, Andre, please release an album. I'm literally begging you,
tired.
like I'm begging you.
Tired of waiting.
But I'm just scared that he releases and then it's like revival. It's the worst album ever. Like Eminem.
I don't believe in comeback stories, dude. It never works out.
Yeah, but he's been quiet for.
Hey, bro, Jay-Z, bro, 444. Amazing.
Okay, yeah.
Amazing. But I think that was different. I think
That wasn't a comeback.
that wasn't
Yeah,
a comeback.
he
That
never,
was
he
like-
never went down.
Yeah,
When
he
he was always
didn't.
on the top, he just
Yeah.
went quiet.
It was
Yeah.
just a reminder.
Even
By
if-
the way,
Yeah, 100% a reminder. That's
Still
what-
here, boy.
Yeah.
He could not release for the next 30 years, and he would
Oh, yeah.
still have the same like status.
No, he
that
would.
he has now.
He would. Him and Beyonce. But I mean, that
Yes.
everything is love is it.
Beyonce has top 3 triplet flows of all time.
She does. On wow, she's better than most rappers. Actually, she's better than most rappers. But a question for you guys is, what would make you? Oh, well, 2 questions before I get there. Is Mac Miller better than Eminem?
But I don't know. I feel like
They're very different.
you can't correlate the
Just
two.
No, you
the
can't
only
do
reason you even ask the
consistency.
question.
If you
It's
think
because they're
it-
white.
Yeah,
you
that's the
racist.
only reason. No,
I mean,
you know what I'm
hey.
saying? Like the only reason.
No,
you ask
because the only
question is
reason why I
they're
said
white.
this is because like I was so excited when Mac Miller's album came out, and then I started thinking, he's a white rapper. Like I've never been this excited for Eminem.
I'm not Logic,
Like,
bro.
Never. I'll get to Logic. Don't worry about it. Logic is white.
Logic's
You're a white guy.
biracial. not white.
I'm biracial.
And then I started thinking, like, is Eminem better? And I personally think he is. I don't think he's a better rapper. I'll never say that. But consistently, he's pretty much since watching movies, his first album, he's never had a bad album, in my opinion. I think
Talking about Mac Miller.
Mac Miller.
Mac
Miller.
Mac Miller, yeah.
I was like,
Oh,
yeah,
dude,
brains
like-
everywhere now.
I think the thing is, in the ways and how they like let their music come out, I think it's like completely 2 different things, which it would be.
Yeah.
Because Eminem goes hard.
I mean, I am comparing
He
them because
goes
they're
like
white.
hard.
Let me just get
Yeah.
that on the record. I am comparing them because
Hey,
they're
you
white.
just want to talk about like a real white rapper, bro. Talk about Lil Dicky, dude.
Lil Dicky's-
That's
Lil
right.
Lil Dicky's terrible.
I think there's.
he's
I think.
just a comedy
I think
rapper.
that question comes down more to like preference because
I guess so.
I cannot stand just the way Eminem's voice sounds.
Yeah.
So I will never listen to him and say like I enjoy his music. He's a great dude. But like Mac Miller, I can at least
I love
you
him.
can at least vibe to because he's got a. I
He's
just
got such a
enjoy
good
him. I
ear.
enjoy him.
Such a good ear, honestly.
Yeah.
And Brian enjoys his music, bro.
Sounds like he's got Down syndrome.
Mac is an artist. It's an all-round artistry. Mac is.
Oh yeah, for sure.
I mean,
Yeah.
he what's it that what is it the Tiny Desk, right?
Yeah.
That was released
Like
yesterday.
yeah.
That was also like freaking unbelievable, dude.
Oh man, dude, Thundercat went wild on
Guys.
that bass. Yes, he's incredible.
Thundercat. Oh my god. Also,
Nah.
Tiny Desk has a leak, dude. Their things always drop like on some random channel, like 2 days
Yeah.
before
Yeah,
they
that is
release
true.
them. I'm just like, yo, what's going on?
Yeah, man, come on, Impure, fix
You
your
guys,
vibes.
you
man.
guys need to fix your
Dude,
problems.
Yeah.
even like I mean, I'm not a big Chance like fan, but even his one was actually quite good.
I mean,
Surprisingly.
we saw him live, and we've spoken about this
Yeah,
before,
vibes.
but that concert was incredible.
Yeah, it was
That
wild, dude.
concert was amazing.
I didn't pee or move for like at least 7
My
hours.
knees were so sore. When I got home, my ears were ringing so much. I was
Dude.
like, I think I've damaged
I
myself.
couldn't walk properly the next day. dude.
Yeah, because we were sitting. Daniel and I were literally together for 4 hours before one of our other mates came, before Toby came, chilling on the iron
It's the
bars.
rail, bro. I was fighting people. Jordan and I were blocking people like
Yes.
bins, tiny bins that are like 5 foot. Jordan and I, at least almost both of us, we were like 6 foot in average. Like if average is 2, we were blocking bins. No one was getting to the front.
Can I tell you my wildest experience at Fitz? I was getting on one of the inter-campus buses,
Yeah.
and this girl literally tried to push me out the way.
You serious?
She tried to like,
What did you do?
literally
Dude, out back
tried
in
to.
there,
I'm
bro.
like,
It's
I
2018.
was so confused. I'm like, I
Quality.
will literally squash you.
I'm
But
4
you
times your
have
weight.
the audacity to push me out of the way.
So you're both trying to get on the bus.
Yeah,
That's what the hell.
and she just She just removed me. I was like, yo, I'm not even.
They
gonna
actually
start
got
something.
defeated.
I got defeated.
You won.
She has the
Women's Day,
psychological
guys.
advantage.
I'm
Women's
not
Day.
about to go out and
Stuff
say
woman.
I dropped some girl because
This is we should just
Yeah.
change this podcast to the sexist podcast.
sexist podcast.
With jabs on here.
The
Call it
racist
the,
sex
the
podcast.
we
chauvinists.
need a female voice, but I don't know anyone strong enough to combat all of
Hey,
us.
but like realistically, bro, if you go to a live event, that's the only way you get rest. Is if you're on those rails, dude. That is
Yeah,
literally.
honestly, there were people behind us that were there for as long as Dan and I were there. And they genuinely just had to stand. Like, they were just standing like this.
I lay on
Whereas
the rail at
we
one
just
point.
lean
Yeah,
on
we
that
leaned on the
thing,
rail
bro.
all the time.
Yes, that's
So in the
only way.
opening acts,
Yeah.
after the 6th opening act, I was like, yeah, dude. And I was taking a dose on the rail, bro.
Bro, honestly, it was actually too hectic. They don't advertise it as a festival.
Yeah,
They advertise it as like
As a concept.
as like
Chance
Chance
the
is
Rapper's
headlining,
Yeah.
and then these are like just the kind of acts before it, like opening, and it's genuinely
It's a
we were there
full-on
for like
concert.
8 hours
It's a full-on
before
concert.
Chance came on. I was just like, please.
That's what like.
Yeah,
That's what
Chance-
genuinely sucks.
Sean
dude.
started at like 10 or something.
No,
It
you
was
started at
11.
11, like
11.
11,
And he had
30.
it was like
a 40 minutes.
45.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it was
but
short.
it was worth it.
It was
I
so
like,
cool.
dude,
I feel like
Was it
that's part of the
Travis's
plan.
one as well? Like that had like 5 hours of SA talent before you actually had him
Yeah.
come
It,
on.
it literally is a festival. Like, I think they.
but it was Bryson Tiller's show.
Oh, I
yeah.
mean, yeah.
Their marketing is weird, but they headline together, which is a bit of a mistake. I think.
Yeah.
You can't have two
Because
huge
people were
acts.
like to Travis, they were like, whoop, and then Travis was done.
But genuinely, like the crowd was dead. No act other than
Shane Eagle.
Shane Eagle got like any form of response, like good response.
Shane Eagle was very
Yeah,
good.
Shane
missed
Eagle
him,
honestly
yeah.
is brilliant. And then when like after the 8 hours, everyone in Golden Circle was just like
Chance,
dead.
Chance.
And then Chance came on. Immediately,
Wild.
atmosphere,
The
like
energy
lifted
just,
the
like,
energy, came
yeah.
back, and
Broke
everyone
it.
was just like
I
bouncing.
feel like that's part of the plan. Like,
Yeah,
I
yeah.
feel like when you're headlining and like, sure, you want people to wait, so that by the time you come on, they're just like grateful that you actually showed up.
Because
Like,
we've
it's-
been waiting
it's-
so
it's
damn
not
long.
plane
He was
landed.
really there.
Been waiting so
That's-
damn long for you. And I remember people were getting excited when they saw like there was gonna be a choir and a live band. It was like, there's drums, guys.
Yeah.
There's
Drums.
I was
like,
like, there's drums. Thank you.
Yeah.
It's not just Chance on stage.
yeah, because the whole thing was just DJ and there was like a few sets and everything. I mean, it was okay. It was
But
cool, cool vibes.
That's
but
what's so awesome about those live shows. Like
Too many
you,
bum cheeks.
The one chick straight
She
showed
was nude.
her junk.
She was
I was
nude.
disgusted.
She was nude on stage. She was naked. I was standing next to Brett Jones. And I just looked at each other. I'm like,
There was one
I can only
lady
imagine Brett's
with the
face.
fattest butt I've ever seen in my life. The thing was gargantuan. I was actually shocked.
gargantuan. It's the best word ever.
But
I
like-
hope they bring Kendrick next. Seriously, cost a light,
Please.
plug
Yeah.
ice.
I do- don't-
Plug
They were
ice.
paying too much money.
But I mean, they got Travis and Bryson. I mean, they probably got them at not the biggest points of their career, but I mean,
Still.
they need to go big now. I think they got J Cole already.
Yeah, that's true. Eminem, but I don't know if that was with Castle. I don't know.
Cost a lot. Nah, that was a different thing. So, man, come on, Castle, bro, Kendrick, let's do it. Let's do it, guys.
I'm mosh pitting at the next Travis Scott. Just saying, you know, I might not make it back. Might die. Or D on coke. On Addies.
You're saying
On
that.
Xanax.
Bro, but like what I was saying earlier, like it's just amazing. So you would go from those guys, like actually when it comes to producing the music, that's obviously like your synth beats and stuff like that. That's
Sure.
produced in the studio. But when it comes to the live events, they actually bring out drums, your guitar.
Yeah.
the
I mean, they
bass.
run
It's
tracks and
awesome,
stuff.
bro.
Yeah,
I
they
mean,
do-
still
they do.
that.
Yeah.
They run off like Ableton and all that business.
But like when you hear the drums in the background and everything, bro, I think it just like lifts it up.
Dude, a
completely.
live band is
Because
amazing.
if you just have a DJ in the back, bro, you could have a lot more going on at the stage in the back. But
I mean,
like,
it-
you just have the DJ at the back.
But there's no atmosphere on
Yeah,
the
there's
stage.
no atmosphere. When there's a live band and
Yeah.
Even if they're not even mic'd, it's still better.
you need to have a live band. Like,
Yeah.
To have a certain
Oh,
appeal.
Yeah.
Like there's a reason why every musician doesn't like Justin Bieber can have an entirely studio produced album with no real drums, but you're gonna have a real drummer there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're gonna
for
have
sure.
real like horn players and stuff there. Like
No,
Also, you can't entertain an entire crowd one man.
Yeah.
For an
you'll be
hour.
so tired.
Jeez, dude.
That's
You'll be so
charisma.
tired.
Can't.
you have to be leaned up or something. You need to be on
Oh
something.
no,
you need to do
bro, but
something
like
else
at the
there.
same time, when you have like the main act like rapping, bro, you still gotta have the guys in the back go, yeah, yeah.
Oh, of course,
Yeah.
of course, you need.
I
a-
hate when DJs get on the
Oh.
mic and
Yo,
and
bro.
they start.
I watched.
Migos DJ does it the most, bro. I've seen it like when they play live, they go, yeah, oh, yeah.
Dude, I was watching.
oh."
I watched
Yeah.
one Boiler Room with Black Coffee, and the guy that was when it was like a South African Boiler Room like special or something like that, and the flipping MC like walked up to Black Coffee's desk,
Literally turned everything
turned
off.
it down, and was like, "Don't come too close to the desk, lads. Just be ready for Black Coffee to get real, boys." And I was just, and then he turns the thing. I could see Black Coffee. He just leans back. He was like,
Dude,
Are you crazy,
Yeah.
man?
"Why are you
So
touching my
sick.
desk?" And then he
I'm
came,
from
and then
South
he's
Africa,
like,
you're gonna get
"Enjoy it."
shanked.
You know, he's like,
Yeah.
"Enjoy it, lads." He's just like, English guy has a horrible accent. He's like, enjoy it.
It's like the Res Boiler
Real
MC,
chaff.
bro.
Hey, bro,
That
this
comes
man
from
knows what
England.
he's doing, bro. And he's in South Africa, he's home. He knows how to work a crowd.
Yeah.
It's all good.
He's like, don't come too close to the desk when he's touching
Yeah.
the black coffee's
And
desk.
changing
Like,
the mix, turning black coffee down.
dude,
That's wild, dude.
Nah, bro, but it's like ridiculous. Like at those live events, bro, you're literally so like those platters that you like move the tracks with.
platter. That
Just-
sounds so sick.
Dude.
It's like a breakfast platter.
So like you'll get someone stick their hand flat on that thing, bro, and it stops the track completely.
Oh my
bro.
gosh.
Like, it
Yes,
is one of the worst things. You have the whole crowd like just enjoying the music, bro. It just stops, bro, and you'll see these
Mosh
DJs
pit, bro.
flip, bro.
I'd
They,
be
they
so
just
angry.
talk backhand.
I'd be so angry.
That's the most South African thing I've ever
It is. It is. I'd be so angry.
Nah, dude.
So
bro.
what?
I would
Yeah.
fight.
Cameron, what
So-
you doing at these festivals, bro? Aren't you like 16?
Hey,
Hey,
Cam's a
exposed.
DJ, bro. Cam's a
Exposed.
Cam's
Going
a
on, bro.
So this is my second question, and I'm glad you brought up Logic earlier, because my question is, what would make? So you just say you used to like an artist a lot. What would make you start to dislike that artist?
I really dislike Logic,
I
and
was
I, and
so
I was,
Dude.
I genuinely
I
sound like a whatever. Dan and I like Logic when the dude was only famous because of a video game.
Yeah.
And we were like, that was when
It
he
was
was getting
literally
like,
when we were in grade 7, so
yeah, less than like
2012.
Yeah, he was getting like 40,000
Was
views on videos.
was like Young Sinatra out at
Yes.
that time?
yeah, he was
Or
like
one of them. Yeah.
He
Yeah.
was not big at all. The only people that enjoyed
solid
him-
underground rap.
Yeah, because it was like royalty free music
Yeah.
that like
Yeah.
Call of Duty gamers
People could put on their YouTube
on their
videos,
YouTube videos, and we were like, yo, this dude's good. He's got great flow. But then he released Under Pressure, which I was like, this is insane.
Yes.
Under Pressure
And
was
then
Under Pressure is incredible.
yeah,
Bro,
and then
incredible, yeah.
from that point onwards, especially like with the limited budget that he got,
Yeah.
and then the next album, like I was just like, the Incredible, whatever.
Just sounded more and
True
more
story.
like
The
a
Incredible
label.
True Story.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was just like, he's done better and it sounds better, but I'm like, I'm so attached to Under Pressure Logic, and especially because I've spent so many years
So much
like playing video games,
love.
listening to that, so much love on that album, that when the next one came out and I was over that period, I was just like, I actually don't like this album, and also like I didn't like the skits, and then everything
Yeah.
else I was just like, I'm stoked that he's made it, but I'm just like,
Yeah.
like,
But I don't dislike him yet. What happened
Yeah.
to me the other day,
Yeah.
I used Spotify, and then I was like, all my music, I had listened to it way too much on Spotify. So then I went onto iTunes and I played one of my old playlists. And Logic came on, I was like, oh my gosh. I literally was singing every single word. I was
Yeah,
like, I'm having such a good time. It was like a 40-minute drive and I was vibing.
yeah, it's the kind of like Under Pressure's the album where you just know all the lyrics
Oh,
too.
yeah. No.
Oh, I love that album.
So I'm definitely the same, because I think I brought it up on our group, and I said, so I love Under Pressure a lot, and
Yeah.
then because of Under Pressure I looked back and I found like Young Sinatra and everything like that, so I was a bit late on him, and then I think that's how we became friends actually, me and Jordy. And then Incredible True Story, I'm a bit different because I do like that album a lot.
I also enjoyed it.
I really like that album, but then when Everybody came out, so I heard, what was that there was
The
that
Suicide
single
Song.
no, that's the single that came out that sounded like Run It from Incredible True Story. It was the first single of Everybody. I was going for a minute, I'm back now. And I was like, dude, sit up, back down.
Oh, yeah,
this
that-
is so
that-
lazy. And I'm like, you're literally using the same beat from and I was like, okay, whatever, it's a good song. And then the album came out, and I was like, this is actually
honestly,
terrible.
like,
This
if
is
I'm
terrible.
being genuine,
Yeah.
I don't know how he's made it so big. I don't
I'm
know.
telling you, it's
I
all
know
because
exactly
of that
how.
Suicide
It's
Song.
big, no, it's
No,
because
yeah,
he's
this-
flipping, he's pandering to everybody, literally, because that's what the name
Yeah.
of the song is. And he's like trying to obviously appeal to, like the Suicide Song, I love the message, but then just the song is just a pop song.
But like the thing is
Just
that
a
like,
stupid song.
anyone can do, like, obviously Macklemore, whatever, he did that with the song and got Grammys instead of like Kendrick Lamar and
When I was
everything
in
like
the
that.
third grade, I thought I was
Macklemore-
good.
Macklemore is
Yo.
terrible.
But
You
Terrible.
dropped this, yeah?
He did.
serious,
Did
I
he?
didn't even know that.
What?
This is so irrelevant now. But
No,
like,
but
I
like
don't
in
know
the-
how Logic got so big.
But like with
'cause
Macklemore,
he
bro,
freaking
you
panders,
gotta
bro.
understand, dude. I think that stupid thrift shop song, that thing made like 1 billion.
Now
views,
Thrift Shop
bro.
was huge,
Thrift
and
Shop
then
was
and
so
because
big.
of because
He
of
hates that
Same
song,
Love,
eh?
because of Same Love, that's when he like blew up and everything.
Mainstream.
You know,
Yeah.
you know what I
Yeah.
love
Makes
about
sense.
you know what I
Did.
love
Yeah, what
about
anyone
Macklemore
said.
Yeah,
though?
for sure.
Like he got big, but he just stayed in his lane.
Yeah.
He didn't try to
Yeah.
switch it up to stay
Yeah.
at the top or try like hog
Yeah.
this attention
Yeah,
the way
respect.
Logic is. He was just like, yo, this is incredible. I'm going back where I was before all this
Yeah.
happened because I was content.
not my place.
And I was like, oh,
Yeah, and I mean, even though like, I mean, I thought the whole apology thing to Kendrick was a bit like, especially that he made it public. Like, if he was genuine about it, which I'm sure he was, like,
You
I
don't
understand.
apologize about winning a Grammy.
Yeah.
I don't care what you say.
Like,
Even though Kendrick
fam,
deserves it, you should just be like, it's
when
mine.
Adele
Yeah,
won a
exactly.
Grammy and then she wanted to share it with Beyonce,
Beyonce.
made me upset.
No, you don't
Yeah.
do that.
It's like-
That's pathetic.
Like,
Honestly.
no,
come
you
on.
just let it go.
We
like,
don't
you
need
won.
a pity party.
Yeah, we
Just-
don't. I mean, Beyonce should have won.
Beyonce is like
Yeah, Adele,
Beyonce
honestly,
10 times your net
Yeah.
worth, Adele. Please shut up.
Adele.
She's
with
okay,
her
Beyonce
last
Beyonce has
album-
like 20, okay? She
25,
doesn't
yeah.
need half of yours. Yeah.
Adele's last album, the only reason she won any Grammys
'cause of her look.
is because of her name, Adele, and because
Yeah.
of the album before that, 21?
21.
Yeah.
Because it was so good for her style, and it was just a great album.
21 was fantastic.
25, name one song other than Hello.
Yeah.
You can't because it's irrelevant,
Yeah.
and it is an
It's
absolutely
actually
boring
a
album.
valid. I can't
Like-
name a single song.
It's
Yeah.
like obviously
remember.
we're talking in the middle of hip hop, like this is Adele, but it's like there are better artists that were way more, and that was at the time of Lemonade, wasn't
Yeah.
it?
Lemonade.
And then
was peak.
Adele,
Lemonade was a much better album.
even
Fact.
when the thing was, it's like it was artistic, it was produced better. Like
Yeah.
Adele's just got like a great
It's got a
session
mega
pianist
hit.
playing in the background.
Yeah.
It's like, dude, there's a different level. Just I don't know.
Yeah.
I was frustrated. I was like, she doesn't deserve it.
And even so, like the whole Kendrick thing, like you can't tell me that Malcolm Moore's album was better than Good Kid, Mad City.
Oh,
I don't know. I
No
don't
ways.
know what like if it came down to like it being commercial, like a commercially viable album. Of course, Malcolm Moore was better.
Yeah.
Thrift Shop was huge, massive song. But
It was huge.
album for album,
Yeah.
Good Kid, Mad
Stupid
City
song
was
as well,
a billion
though.
times better.
Like,
That is just a
It doesn't even need to
fact.
be said.
It doesn't.
It's literally just the name. Like
Yeah.
Kendrick
Yeah.
Lamar. Oh yeah, everything he does is better than Malcolm Moore.
Yes.
No, I think
I just want it to be
immediately
the-
you tie Macklemore to that Thrift Shop song, bro.
I just want to find out
Yeah,
like what
yeah,
the voting
yeah,
like process was
yeah.
like when they decided that.
it's
Racist.
money.
That's what.
Yeah.
Straight racist.
Money.
It was, man. It was hip hop needed to start accepting all the gay people because we don't.
Dude, what's with these
Yeah, we
gays?
Yeah, we're gonna get nailed.
But that's
Explicit.
Yeah, explicit right there. So, but I think that's the thing with this, with Logic, because like he's, dude, every interview, if you see his interviews now, which like, no, you can reach for your dreams and you can do this and you can.
You know what I think?
Dude.
Of course, people are going to
Yeah.
support you. That's the thing, and like he knows that, and now his fan base
I
is going to
hate how
explode.
easy it is for people with like a slap bit of fame to ride that wave bigger.
Dude.
Like,
Yeah.
but like with it's
Just
not
have to
like,
pander to
yo,
people
You just
and-
pander to people. Like, just do you.
Like,
Do you know what
honestly,
what I think happened is that so he was vibing and then people like realized when he was still underground he was making his way, people realized biracial and he had no like loyalty
Yeah,
like from black people or white people because they're like, yo, who are you, dude? And then he was just like, stuff this.
Nah, people just thought he was a white rapper.
Yeah, people just-
I thought he was a white rapper.
He is,
So-
I do not see him as
He calls
biracial. He's
himself
white.
white, bro.
He is
He
white,
calls
yeah.
himself. He
None
has.
of
He's
this
yeah.
biracial,
handle
Bobby,
is
dude.
biracial
Bobby
Bobby.
biracial.
Yeah.
Oh
I think
my
no, but the
goodness,
thing,
he's
the
so
fact
caught
that
up on
he's and like whether or not this is something that he struggles with, but the fact that he needs to keep literally reminding
The
everyone
fact that he
he's
can't
biracial.
confidently say the N-word shows
Yeah.
that he's not black enough to say he's biracial.
Step up,
at all.
fam.
Yeah.
Honestly, like,
We never question Cole when he says it.
Hey,
Like-
bro, I
like
think you'll get canned for that, bro.
Like,
You'll
but honestly,
get
you
canned.
don't need to keep reminding us that you're biracial.
Yeah.
Just because
Yeah.
you're struggling with
It's
it,
money
might just
moves.
make it our
Money
issues. Like on J. Cole is biracial, and you never hear him talk about it. And even in the last song, Africarian, where J. Cole,
Oh, man.
where J. Cole's verse comes in, and he's even like, "Stop trying to." He literally says, "Like, stop telling me you're biracial. Just say you're a star." That's what you should be doing. Like, no one cares about your flipping personal life. Like, we just want music. Yeah, you can tell I don't like Logic anymore.
Yeah, ripping.
And also Kanye flipping over you, my guy. You
It's done for.
you're my hero. At a point, you were my hero, dude. And now flipping
This is-
can't.
I don't even know the name of the album
Every-
because it's so irrelevant. I forgot it. I
Yay,
listened to it
yay,
once. I was
Yay.
like, this is horrible.
Dude,
It's terrible.
I heard that
And-
one song and I have not listened to one track from that album.
Honestly, that album is just
No,
pure.
no, first would be.
That
here
album is just pure
I
laziness.
come.
Like honestly, the production is horrible. Like,
But it's almost like a laziness that he's trying to pass as like genius.
Yeah.
It's kind of like he's just like kind of seeping through all this like rubbish and he's like, yeah, but look how like cool it is if you look beneath it. It's just like, yeah, you're just an asshole, dude.
Open your
Guys,
mind to
I used to be the biggest 21 Pilots fan.
Oh,
That's actually super cringe.
Wow.
That's horrible.
Are you biracial,
It took me-
Panashe?
But
Took me a lot to say that.
also,
I was
also
not a
like,
fan at all.
also like talking about like in hip hop terms, I was like recently I watched the 2018 XXL with.
Oh, all of it was bad. That was the
I-
worst.
dude,
that was the worst
that-
one I've seen.
I think the standards of that has just completely dropped, bro. Like,
I mean,
So
I
the
know.
thing is,
Ridiculous,
they're not
dude.
picking the most talented, they're just picking the most
Popular.
Yeah.
That's
yeah,
it,
so
yeah.
So they
I
can
mean,
get
Yeah.
views.
you bring in Smoke Perp, right? you bring in it's,
Your name is Smoke Pip.
Lil
That's your
Pump.
name. That's your
Lil
name.
Pump.
That's your name.
You bring in Lil Pump,
Terrible.
you bring in YB and Amir,
Also bad. Terrible.
also bad.
Yeah.
And I don't know. They
Block
had
Boy.
like they had
I like
forced,
Block
they
Boy
had
because
forced,
of Look Alive. That's the only reason why I like him.
They-
Because
they-
Drake destroyed that song. That's why.
Dude,
they had 4 segments of it, so that they could have like more.
All of them,
so
yeah.
instead of just having like the one video that where they host all the artists in one go, but bro, I think this year was.
Now, I know we sound like old
horrible.
heads because we are purists with hip hop. We know what we like, but I understand this is a new generation of hip hop. All I can say is like,
But
if I'm-
it's not like it's different to everything before though. It's
Yeah.
like when people say, "Oh, my generation's the same as like millennials now." It's like
Helmer.
you didn't have. It's like obviously everyone says, "Yeah, but mine wasn't." You didn't have social media.
Yeah.
And social media
Game
owns
changer.
the world basically. And I think it's the same with these rappers. It's like these guys are just you can get fame on a different level without being good.
Yeah.
Like Outkast got the fame because they were so damn talented.
talent, yeah.
They weren't half-assing themselves like flipping Takeshi 69.
Dude, that man is finessing the game.
Yes, bro.
He's trolling.
He's trolling
He
the,
has like
He could
destroyed
release
Trolling the
trash
whole
and
world.
Yeah.
people would still be like,
This is amazing.
Also, he's just hit like a complete rebrand.
Yeah.
Like he used to be like, oh, test my gangster. Now he's like, yo, I got security. I'm singing
Because you got kidnapped and he's
with
like,
Chill. He staged the kidnapping.
He was
so
getting
that he
angry.
could not. Yes, he
Yeah.
staged it.
Yeah, it was troll.
It wasn't
No way. It was
a
real.
big troll,
He's
yeah.
finessing the game.
Your guys hustled,
It
dude.
was a huge
no,
troll.
he deserves it. I
Oh,
respect
dude,
it.
it was
Actually,
serious.
if he gets
Yeah.
killed, and I'm
Yeah.
not trying to be mean, but like he'll because of the whole XXX thing, because he was like rolling with like gangsters and whatever.
Yeah.
No.
And then I saw like Ebro talking like, if you play with the streets, you're gonna get hit.
Yeah,
You got
for
And
sure.
like,
threatened,
and he
bro.
did, and that's exactly what happened. I'm not saying. Like I wasn't the biggest fan of him, and
That's the
if all
thing.
those allegations were true, he was genuinely a horrible
Yeah.
person. No one deserves to die at 20 years old. Let me just get that out there.
That Breakfast Show interview was just like
They
they were
prayed for
almost
him.
they were almost crying after him. They were like,
Please.
Takeshi, please.
Dude,
Exactly.
I
And now
think
he's
gonna-
literally
you're
got
gonna
out the
get
game.
hit.
Yeah,
He's finessed his way out of the game.
yeah. Like because what's his face?
They prayed for him, bro.
For some freaking reason.
XXX, Tentacion.
No.
Charlemagne.
Charlemagne.
Yeah.
Somehow
Patches.
retarded. And
Champagne.
he was grilling him at the beginning.
Yeah.
But like even Charlemagne put like his dislike, his hatred of Takeshi, and he was like,
Yeah.
dude, you're gonna kill yourself.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
you need to stop doing this because I think they understand like you are saying. Test me, and these guys will. They will.
They will.
They'll kill people
Yeah.
for fun. They
They
will
will.
test you. Like,
And he has a daughter as well, eh?
Ah, man.
He has a daughter.
Are you serious that whole thing was staged?
It was
It's
staged.
just staged.
yo, explain.
Dude.
So because he was, well, basically the thought behind it was he was trying to be hard and he was saying test my gangster, so he couldn't have security with him, and then he staged this kidnapping so he can now have security with him.
But
and
how
he
is
stays getting robbed so he doesn't wear chains anymore. So he's working his way out of the streets
Oh,
into
damn.
artistry, and it was basically just.
'Cause
So how do you know it was
comments.
staged though? How did that come out?
He came out.
Oh, he said it
it's
himself.
common
Yeah, he
knowledge
went
that
on
it was
social media, he
staged.
had a black eye and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
I-
I
Because
watched
they
like
said
a-
he had been kidnapped and
Yeah.
like he was genuinely missing, but it was.
He made it seem
all
like he was the
staged.
biggest target ever,
Yeah.
bro.
Yeah. And also there was I think a couple of months before this,
But he's
like
finessing
there was a whole article that said, oh, Takeshi gets arrested, whatever, and then you release like this Instagram live, like, y'all think I'm arrested? I'm chilling here in the hot tub and everything. I'm like, I mean, that was funny. Don't get me wrong, but damn.
But actually, when you said that now, I kind of get it because I watched this interview. I don't know who it was with. It was Takeshi 69, this lady,
Yeah.
and then she asked, "Do you know who did it?" And he was like, "Yeah, I know who did it, but I can't tell you." He says, "It's someone in my group," but he says like he doesn't want to betray them. So I was like, I was listening to it while he was saying this. I can't like explain how he said it, but he said it's someone in his immediate circle, but he doesn't want to say, but they must know. And he says respect to them because they did it to me. He says respect to them. You pulled it off. You pulled it off.
He's conquering the world, dude.
If he
King
wins a
of the world.
Grammy, oh my lord! If he wins a Grammy, also
You can't say you cannot say icky sticky
Yeah.
and leave the yeah. You have to get that
But also, who's talking about Iggy Azalea now, guys? Do you remember?
Yeah,
that?
she's gone, dude.
No,
She's-
I
Yo,
told-
I
I
had to
told-
process the name in my head. I was just like, Iggy is. Oh damn, she's
And I told,
Australian.
like,
and I
Black
told
Widow
everyone that
movie.
she was trash, and it was just because Fancy was such a big song. Everyone was like, "Oh, she's amazing." I
What is
told
that?
everyone that she was bad.
That's a scary ass notification, dude.
That's the emergency SOS thing.
What? Oh. Yo, damn. I thought when you said emergency SOS, I thought like we got a national. You know,
Hey, bro,
Email.
please start coming here, bro. That'll be.
Dude, they're gonna knock down this door, bro.
Yo.
So I got a fright there. Eh?
Yes, that was.
I literally-
I thought it was, yeah. I thought it was
like,
this
yeah,
room.
getting robbed, dude.
I thought it
Takeshi
was this room.
69, he's coming to take a hit. He walks through. Blicky, wait, talk, mommy.
But yeah, back to the question. What would make you dislike somebody that you used to like? And for me, if I had to use Kanye as an example, I don't really care about like his personal life stuff. I mean, to the degree I do, like the stuff he's been saying. But just musically, I think he's regressed so badly. Because
How do
That scoopity poop crap, that immediately.
that was
That's
the
the
last
thing.
straw.
That
That was the
immediately
last
dropped.
straw.
It's almost like
honestly.
because when
That was the
I
last
heard
straw.
that, because I remember like everyone
Yeah.
saying like Kanye fans, like he could release rubbish, like he could just say
Yeah.
things and people would love it, and he did it,
And he
and it
did
actually
it.
backfired.
Yes.
I was genuinely like, people are gonna say this is genius, because I was like, but he also thought he was doing it genuinely, wasn't it?
He was.
Wasn't
He released it like.
Yeah, I think he's a little bit mental now, like genuinely a little bit.
No,
well,
I
he
think
is.
he
He
is.
has been like
He has been
he has been
diagnosed,
and
yeah.
stuff,
Yeah.
but like to genuinely think like, yo, I'm pushing through, because he was he texting We were texting
T.I., I think.
T.I. and yeah, T.I. and he was like, nah, it's real, bro. Like he was being genuine about the whole project, and I was just like, that is ridiculous.
Honestly, but like
so caught up in your ego, dude.
I think it is an ego thing because I even saw like he's not taking advice from people anymore. I'm like, dude, like, don't surround yourself with yes men. You need people who to tell you like, yo, this is bad.
Especially as a musician, like you need to be able to stay relevant by having people criticize.
That's exactly what Eminem is doing. That whole revival thing. It was like, yo, let me just get Pink on this song. Who's listening to Pink in 2018? Like seriously,
It's actually embarrassing.
If you, honestly, this is rude. If you post like people post like, oh, I'm listening to the song on Instagram.
Yeah.
If Pink ever comes on there, I completely disregard you. Like
For
as
sure.
music taste, and like if I see you again, that will be the thing in my head. I'll be like, oh, this person listens to Pink.
this person listens to Pink.
I'm not your friend anymore.
Oh, your music is trash. Sorry, you listen to Pink. Don't listen. Do not tell me what music is.
You listen to a person with an exclamation mark as the I,
As the I.
in their name.
Yeah.
You're roasting me.
Dude, it's woman power, Jody. What the hell is your problem?
There's
Love
women's
you,
there,
woman.
bro.
Yeah.
Also, I was having a
Shortness.
man. I don't know why I got irritated with this, but I was talking to somebody like a couple weeks ago, and so Beyonce, if you're not South African, Beyonce and Jay-Z are coming, and Pharrell, a whole bunch of people are coming in
Yeah.
December here to SA. It's going to be a great one. And we were talking, and people were like saying, "I don't have enough
Don't
money.
have
I'm gonna miss it because I'm broke."
$5
So people were saying,
grand.
"Yeah, $5
You
grand."
can, you can
Grand.
earn
That's
tickets like that.
halfway to Ableton. So
Yeah.
I need to save up to Ableton. I need to save up for Ableton.
And we're kind of on the topic now, I guess, but someone was saying like, I just got my Ed Sheeran tickets and whatever. Who's coming next year? And I was like, guys, no one cares about Ed Sheeran. Beyonce and Jay-Z
No,
are
Ed
coming.
Sheeran's gonna be there as well.
He's coming
Yeah,
as well.
and he's
with
also
it.
going to be there, but they were talking about the solo
yeah.
Ed
Yeah, his
Sheeran.
solo one.
So then I was like, guys, no one cares about that. Beyonce and Jay-Z are coming. That's what we should be talking about. And then they were like, saying, oh no, I just like Beyonce. I'm like, okay, whatever. And then
They've never listened to
and
Beyonce.
I was like, you probably never listened.
What I really don't understand about like South Africans is that we don't get big artists. So when we do get them,
Complain.
we complain. It's
Yeah.
like, oh no, but
Such
Beyonce
a
is
South
like
African.
it's like whoever we get that is an international artist, even if you don't like them, you should just be like, yo, I'm stoked South Africa gets it because we
Absolutely.
get nothing.
But
Like,
then at the
we
same
get-
time, you can't afford to go to the.
yeah, but
freaking
at least you're like,
I mean,
Yeah, but this is a rare occasion.
Nah,
Yeah.
they made it ridiculous.
is
I see where the
But this-
messages come
yeah.
in because
is
you
a
could
huge
you have
concept,
your service hours. It was based on like a, I think it was
It's
for
a Mandela
Mandela.
thing.
It was
Yeah.
a Mandela
Yeah.
thing. So I understand where it's coming from, bro. But like, I mean, you will get like tortured to like fork out 5K just to try and go to the.
Nah,
I mean, if
because
you can.
the prices are steep so that you do all the promoting they want you to do, so you earn points for free tickets, basically.
Oh,
So
So it
It's
doesn't
a,
make sense.
it's a money move right there.
It is. No,
Yeah,
big time.
100%.
Big time. But then, so I was thinking the whole time, like, yes, I'm not saying you have to like Beyonce. Subjectively,
Yeah.
it's all music. It's whatever. And then we got into a whole thing about who's better. And then this person said that Ed Sheeran is better. Obviously,
but
that's
that's the
because
thing. There's
Leave.
no better musicians in my opinion.
But-
And that comes from like the
Yeah.
musician status where I'm like, please, can I have a job?
as much as as much as Ed Sheeran is amazing, a dude with an acoustic guitar and a loop pedal cannot compare to Beyonce.
as an artist,
You
Beyonce is one of the
pale.
greatest of all time. Like, honestly, that you cannot even compare
That's
that.
the thing, like-
Please don't even talk. And then,
But it's
and then
different spheres. Like you're literally going from like pop artist
Yeah.
to
R&B or
R&B
yeah.
slash hip hop.
Yeah.
Like it's different spheres, and like to say this artist is better, it comes down to personal preference.
Ah,
You
that's
can
what
say
I'm
one
saying.
may
As a-
be more skilled,
Yeah.
but even
Yeah.
then, Beyonce couldn't do what Ed Sheeran does,
Yeah.
and that doesn't make Ed Sheeran more skilled than Beyonce.
Can Beyonce
and Ed
play
Sheeran
guitar?
can never be an
No.
R&B artist. Doesn't make.
But then
Give-
I
give
even,
Beyonce
then,
2
but then
weeks.
then I got tilted.
Yeah,
I got angry because then I was like, okay, well, then John Mayer is better than Ed Sheeran, which I
Which
personally-
he.
I would-
Okay,
which he
see what I
Which
said.
he
John
is.
Mayer is better. When Ed Sheeran.
I said that like firm, like okay, if that's the case,
Ed
if you
Sheeran
don't
is the
want to,
flipping millennials.
yes,
John Mayer.
he is.
Dude, if you take the level of his skills, like it's on
So
another
John Mayer
Mayer will
level.
teach you a lesson.
When John Mayer whips out his guitar on Instagram, I'm just like,
like, I need to listen to this. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I don't know why I got angry, but then it was just like. And then I started thinking, like, no one can say that Michael Jackson was a bad artist.
Yeah.
Like, just as a package. Like, you may not like his music. Like I said, that's completely subjective.
Yeah.
But then to say that ABC as an
but
artist
to be
is better
honest,
than...
the only people that will really put down musicians to that extent, like you can say an album's trash, but like at the end of the day, we're not really saying like this guy is an absolute idiot who's talentless, like Kanye. Like we're just saying
Yeah.
the dude's like losing it. Like what's going on? Because
Yeah.
he's put this stuff out before,
Yeah.
but like I don't know.
The people that have that opinion have absolutely zero music
Yeah,
logic,
that's-
like common sense, and
Yeah.
they listen to 2 albums only on their phone.
Yeah, that's the
No,
thing. Like
they'll
they're not
listen
gonna.
they'll listen to an album that has one good song and they'll say that album is good.
Yeah, they're
Oh,
not
yeah.
gonna. They're genuinely
Yeah.
not gonna. The people that say that about artists don't listen to music or have like a musical inkling or anything like that, and their idea is like, I prefer Justin Bieber to Kendrick Lamar, therefore Justin Bieber's better than Kendrick Lamar. And
Yeah.
you're just like,
Yeah.
Excuse me.
That's
Question mark?
I think that's what the argument
they're
was
so
about.
yeah.
different. Like,
Because
They're just too naive.
that person, Ed Sheeran was better than Beyonce. And my argument was subjectively, yes, you can prefer the music.
yeah, you can think that.
But objectively,
But objectively, Beyonce is a better artist.
Yeah.
And I wasn't even bringing up the music. Like
You
I was
just-
talking, I was
also
bringing
your
up
accolades,
the
as well.
dude.
No, I said
well.
it as a full package. That was
Yeah.
it. Yeah. I mean, Beyonce, you're paying for an experience, like the music, the dances, everything.
And she puts
Yeah.
on an
I'm
act.
not
She
gonna
puts on an
pay.
act.
I'm not gonna pay 2,000 rand to see Ed Sheeran with a guitar. Like that's not happening.
And he's
It's not
Lupero,
happening.
bruh.
I don't care. It's never gonna happen. If someone gave me a ticket, I'm going.
Yeah, 100%. And I enjoy it.
Yeah.
I feel like
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
a good time.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
But I am not going to pay 2,000 rand to see Ed Sheeran with one spotlight on him for like 2 hours. It's not happening.
and every song sounds the same.
And it's chill, dude. It's just such chill music as well.
Yes, we're actually
This is
quite
not an-
such hypocrites, to be honest.
It's not an indictment. It's
Welcome
not an
to the
indictment
art
on Ed
dealership.
Sheeran. I think he's a great musician and a great guitarist, but I'm just not the biggest fan.
John Mayer's
Speaking-
better than
John
him.
Mayer is better than
John
Ed Sheeran.
Mayer
That's the
is-
truth.
For sure.
John Mayer, sometimes.
John Mayer needs to come to South
It's
Africa.
just
Guy,
he
his
speaks
guitar.
to you
Slow
with his
dancing,
guitar,
in
bruh.
Slow Dancing in a Burning Room is the best. Is the best song of all time. The best song of all time.
Neon is my favorite John Mayer song. of
Neon
all
is
time.
also a track.
Yeah.
If you're listening to this podcast and you only listen to hip hop, you got to broaden your horizons.
You
Come
do.
on, man.
And he's a sneakerhead.
Yeah,
and he's
he's such a sneakerhead.
Dude, he's a
I
mate,
didn't
dude.
realize it. I
He's a
really
mate.
didn't realize that he was a
Dude,
sneaker.
he took like
He's
the
a hype
Louis
piece,
Vuitton
bruh.
Supreme and he like made it tie dye. I bet you
Oh
all the
my
hype piece are
gosh,
like
like
losing
Yeah.
their mind.
He loves acronym press those. Those are
He does.
genuinely he adores
Yeah.
those things.
Oh, dude, we need to be friends with John Mayer, all of us.
Please.
Did you know he bought like a whole bunch of like MX ones or whatever, and then he on Nike ID, and then he made them all the same, and then he resold them as like the John Mayer Nike ID.
Oh my gosh,
what a legend.
Guy's a champion.
What a guy! Dude.
What a legend.
He was like, if you won't give me a sneaker deal, I'll just make my own thing. That's amazing.
It's actually surprising how he had. I mean, he's not like the height of mainstream culture, but
Yeah.
he's John Mayer and he flexes Nikes
Yeah.
every day.
Yeah.
He's like, I only wear Nike basically,
Yeah.
and
Please.
Nike aren't even
Endorse me.
like they wouldn't even need to
He
pay him a
did.
thing, and he'd be like, cool.
Yeah, it's just
I know you did one sneaker with them, but they're not like he doesn't have like a John Mayer
He doesn't
series,
have
which
a
he
John Mayer.
deserves.
Yeah.
I feel like he deserves it more than Drake.
yeah, there's a lot of artists who have like Nike deals and whatever.
Ah.
and I don't understand why.
Because
Or,
Drake
like,
is like got a sneaker deal, didn't break a sweat. I'm like,
Hey,
fair,
bruh.
fair enough.
but
yeah.
Well played.
but John,
yeah.
John's pushing the
Yeah, he's
culture.
pushing.
He is the culture. He's part of the culture right now.
Yeah.
But anything else, guys? What's been a highlight of before we end off? What's been a highlight of the year so far for you? It doesn't have to be music. Just personally, how's your lives been, guys? Let's just update the people.
Hey,
Must
dude,
I go first so we can get?
I'm
my
always just
Yeah.
in cruise control, dude.
I'm vibing so. I'm in coasting Boston this semester. I'm just so chilled.
Life's easy, dude.
Jeez, I really wish I wasn't in school anymore, bro. Hearing that, dude. Jeez.
Yeah, life out of school is
Dude, you can coast to school too, dude. I played games, whole of metric.
Oh,
Yeah, dude,
school.
bro,
When I think
school's
back to
great.
school, I'm like, I've never spent so much time relaxing. Like, it's crazy.
Oh, school is
Nah,
fantastic.
in school, you just need a plan. You need your minimum requirements.
Yeah.
And then you.
Then you, dude,
Then you
if
chill.
you get 60%, you can study anything, dude.
Okay, not anything.
Anything you need.
Anything that you need.
You don't need to be a
Anything you
doctor.
need.
You don't need to.
You
be-
don't.
You
No.
don't. There's other doctors. Panashe, there you go.
Besides-
You know what the best part of
Besides-
med school is? The time when you get in and the time you start. That's the best period right there. That's happiness.
That's happiness.
Homeopathic medicine, dude, is real, bro.
Homeopathic.
Real doctors are liars.
I'll stick
Just
to
have to
music,
pray.
bro. I'll stick to
Yeah, you don't need vaccines either, bro.
Yeah, we do not believe in vaccines
Yeah.
in this podcast.
Hey, bro,
joking with
if
you.
you think there's money
Joking.
in medicine, just make opioids. What up? You're basically a drug
Pharmaceuticals,
dealer.
boy. Anyone who's listening and you're going to pharmaceuticals, please plug us. 'Cause
Yeah.
we're
Nash,
gonna
can you
be
give
bored.
us
Don't be a
steroids,
doctor. It's hard work. You have to deal with people.
Getting some
Just
ODs,
make
bro.
opioids.
Hey, bro, pharmaceuticals is the way to go. Just
Of
saying.
course, dude.
Yeah. But anyway, guys, for me,
Yeah.
I'd say first of all, this year has been genuinely one of the best years ever. And I hate to get all sappy on all of us because
Dude,
we're
but
all
we're
boys
brothers,
and we're
dude.
men.
We're brothers.
Yeah.
But you guys have been awesome. This has
Much
been
love.
something that is
I love you.
that I love, and I'm so proud that you guys are the guys to do it with me. And thank you. And I don't want to stop crying here because
Thank
I'm
you
a
for
big old
inviting
Mitch.
us,
I'm a big old Mitch. I cry all the time. But also, I was able to travel, which was great. I think at the beginning of the year, I was like seriously like praying like, yo, this would be awesome, and I did. So it's been really really cool. So yeah, guys, thanks to you guys, thanks to the listeners, to
I
our
wouldn't have been able to travel
subscribers.
without the podcast.
Without the podcast, it was because of you guys.
Thanks for your financial.
Thanks
Contribution.
to the patron.
Stuff you
Thanks to the
guys.
patron and the Kickstarter. You guys did it for us.
Yeah, guys.
But yeah, guys, it's been awesome. It's been a cool year, and I'm The odd dealers is amazing.
We're gonna be
super
booming,
proud.
dude.
Super proud of us.
Pioneering South African culture, dude.
Super proud of all of us. But yeah, guys, that's this episode. I don't even know what episode 9 I think we're on.
Damn.
So yeah, just gonna get better and better, guys. That's
For
what,
sure.
That's what it is. So yeah, guys, everyone, hope you all have a good
Hopefully
week.
it sounds better
Yeah.
now than last week.
Yeah, that's
apologies.
what's up. So apologies for last
Yo,
week.
Brad,
Apologies
jump-
for last week. The
jump
content
into
was
me.
great though.
Just so it's screamy.
Just apologies. I know we have fire content always, but if there's ever sound issues, we just fully
We need
apologize.
donations before
Yeah.
we can.
Donations.
Yeah,
We need
someone
donations.
buy us mics.
Please.
Thank you so much.
Please, dude.
And
5K mics each.
And at this rate, a studio because things are getting rough. Actually, guys.
That's a sub.
Things are getting rough.
You know who you are.
You know who you
Andy, we're talking about you.
Always name dropping.
Always name
A diss track is on its way. That's all I'm saying. But anyway, thanks guys. We're the Odd Dealers. Check your peace out.
Peace.
Peace.
Yes.
Peace.